Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a day. Oh my gosh. Typically on the weekends, most Saturdays to be exact, my son spends time with his family members, so my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law, sometimes a couple more of my sister-in-laws, but mostly it's mostly two of them, but I think today was only gonna be one of them. But last night, Logan was starting to not feel well. I remember yesterday, I came home from work, and my husband was home from work yesterday. He didn't have to work yesterday, but I had to work. And I came home, and my husband was watching Logan, and I just said, I'm gonna take a nap, but if you need me, I'll be, right in the same room. My husband's like, okay, yeah, that's fine, and I'll make sure Logan's okay. So I'm taking my nap, and all of a sudden I hear, and then I hear my husband saying, oh no. I quickly then wake up to hearing Logan throwing up on the floor. He seemed fine when he got home from school yesterday, and then before I went to work, because my job allows me to take Logan with me, and as long as he sits in his seat, he can go with me. And I asked him if he wanted to go with me yesterday, and all he really was saying was that he had a headache. And I'm thinking, he could be just tired. I was just assuming he was just tired from school this week, so I didn't really think of sickness. But when he started throwing up, I'm thinking maybe he ate something wrong at school, or something my husband or myself gave him at home. But honestly, Logan is not allergic to anything. Like, Logan is a pretty good kid. Like, otherwise he is, he's pretty good. But it was just so sudden that he started throwing up, because we're like, okay, yeah, we got to check his temperature. So I quickly, before obviously my husband cleaned the floor, and I cleaned up Logan. And before I after I was done cleaning up Logan, I checked his temperature, and he had a fever. I think it was just 100.3 or something. So not 103, 100.3. So he definitely did have a fever, but I thought maybe giving him a nice bath might actually, take his fever down a little bit. And also just the fact to also finish getting all the stickiness off him. Even though I cleaned him up, still a bath was much needed. But any case, he seemed fine when he was in the bath. I mean, he wasn't really like how he normally was. He was okay for the most part, but at the same time, I noticed that he was not like his typical self. When he's normally in the bathtub, Logan loves playing in the water. He always pretends that he's swimming when he's in the water, and then he'll play with his toys. But last night, he just wanted nothing of it. And I felt so bad. I was like, oh man, my poor little boy. So after his bath, I got him changed. I put on some nice pajamas, keep him nice and warm, nice so that way he's not cold from the bath. Because sometimes Logan likes to just sleep with no clothes on, but because he wasn't feeling well, I was like, and you just got a bath, I'm like, I'm gonna keep on your pajamas tonight. But after all that happened, he was dehydrated, and my husband got him some saltine crackers, and I got him, and my husband also got him some water. I got to just ask him if he was doing okay, I was wondering if he was going to start throwing up again. Luckily, he did not throw up again. But I knew my husband and I knew he needed medicine. So we gave him some medicine. It was a challenge, I'm not going to lie, because if you guys don't know, I'm sure a lot of kids are like this. Maybe not. I don't know. But my child is one of them where he does not like medicine at all. Logan is not a medicine kid. It takes maybe a few people just to get him to take his medicine. It's not easy. But yeah, so eventually he was taking his medicine. And after his medicine, he started to drink little bits of water. He ate a little bit of crackers too, but definitely not enough. So he definitely didn't feel like dinner last night, which... Sorry, I was just checking something. Which was expected, but luckily he slept okay. I can't say he slept perfect, but he sounded okay once, he had the medicine in him and stuff. But around 3:50 this morning, Logan woke up out of his sleep starting to say that he was very thirsty and that he was wanting some crackers. So I got up, I had water already in here in case he wanted some, and then I had the crackers in case he wanted something in his tummy, because obviously he hadn't eaten much, the night before, hours prior before bed. Sorry, I'm just cleaning my ears. But he did eat a little bit of crackers and then drank a bit of water. He did much better with the water. That time around, he drank more than just a few sips. He actually, drank a normal amount of sips, which was pretty good for him. So yeah, he took that just fine, and then not long after that, he started getting tired again, and he said he was going to go back to sleep. So he eventually went back to sleep, and then I stayed awake with him we stayed awake for about a half an hour, 45 minutes or so, and then he went back to bed and slept for another little over 3.5 hours, and then he was up for the day. And, this morning he seemed like his happy self. He seemed like he was back with having energy again, and just overall he seemed fine. So overall, Logan sounded much better this morning. He was actually able to eat, not just the crackers and drink some water. He did drink some water today, but he definitely wanted real food. So, for breakfast, I gave him, a pack of Little Bite muffins and some Honey Nut Cheerios. And he ate all his muffins, and he left just a little bit of his cereal. But for the most part, he sounded like his normal self. And he was just so happy because he knew this afternoon he was going to go spend time with his Lolly and his auntie more. So he was just, he knew he was going to have time with them today, which he looks forward to that all the time. And I know he does, because he's at school all week, and then by the time the weekend's coming up and he knows that he's gonna get to go spend time with them, it gets him all excited. And that's how he was literally late this morning. He was so happy. He kept saying, Lolly's house, going to Lolly's house. And then he was going to go to the park afterwards. And it just overall sounded like it was going to be a fun, perfect day. It's the beginning of October, and it's 75 degrees out today. So it's perfect. It's warm, sunny. It's a bit breezy because, it is fall time now. But here where we live, we don't get 70 something degree weather in October. This is something unusual for us. And, we just thought okay, this is going to be a fun day. He's going to have fun, and go with that. So after all this happened, I got him dressed, and then I got him ready for when he had to leave. and my sister-in-law picked up my husband and Logan. She was going to take my husband to work, and then from there, they were going to go to my mother-in-law's house. So fast forward, not even an hour later, I get a message from my sister-in-law, and she's telling me she's going to have to cut it short today. Unfortunately, Logan is starting to burn up again. He's eating a little bit, but definitely not feeling like himself. Like, he knows he wants to play and all that, but he just does not have a lot of energy to do a lot. And as a parent, you know, you never want to see your child sick. You don't want to see even yourself sick. But when it's your child, it's mainly the main focus. Okay? I mean, Logan hardly ever gets sick. I can't tell you enough. He probably hasn't been sick in months. I'm talking probably since like the springtime, if I'm not mistaken, is when he was last sick. He wasn't even sick during the summer when he was in his summer program, and then even when that was over, like, he was fine. But obviously, you know, he's been back in school now for just about a month now, and, you know, he's around people constantly, and, you know, germs are obviously spreading. So, you know, the littlest things he can easily pick up. But overall, I just feel really bad because even my husband just said it to me. He's like, you know, we both thought Logan was getting better and looking much better. Like, I even checked his temperature like a couple of times, like before he even left, and the thermometer had shown no fever. Like, he had a 97, 98 degree temperature. Yes, I know 98 may seem a little concerning because that is getting closer to being a low-grade fever, or maybe is a low-grade fever. But, you know, the rest of them felt like normal. It felt like coolness. It felt like just like a normal temperature. I'll put it that way, normal temperature. But somehow his back was what was really warm. And the rest of them, like I said, just seemed to be okay. It's just, this happened. So overall, that's what's been going on here. Just making sure, you know, we do our best to make sure that Logan gets better and that I don't catch it or my husband catches it. And, you know, if either one of us catch it, we're going to have to miss work. And that's the last thing my husband and I need, is missing work. But if we need to, obviously one of us need to be home with Logan, then we know we got to be home with him. But luckily, because today is Saturday, Logan doesn't have school on the weekends. So, and I have no work on weekends. So I'm home with Logan every Saturday and Sunday, typically. Even like the days like today when he would normally be at my mother-in-law and father-in-law's house, he typically is there and I'm still home. I mean, sometimes I have errands I need to go do, but other times I just skip that and I'll just do it when he's gone, or I'll just do it during the week while he's at school and I'm not at work. So some days, because I'm not at work in the mornings, so sometimes I just get that done. But anyways, I know it's that time of year, a lot of things are going around. I mean, I feel like it's all the time this stuff goes around. But, you know, I just want him to get better and just to not feel yucky. I mean, my heart just feels bad for him because as a parent myself, I'm just saying I feel terrible that I thought he was doing better, but he's not. And it's just one of those things, you know, you think they're getting better or you think they're fine, but in reality, it's not probably that case that much. But anyways, everybody, he's going to be back soon. I will do my best to keep you guys posted as much as I can, letting you guys know how Logan is doing and the rest of us around here, how we're all doing as well. So please, in the comments below, say, get well soon, Logan, because he probably just has, you know, probably just like a cold or, you know, a cold and a fever, things like that. So not fun, but I'm hoping he'll be better by tomorrow so he can go back to school on Monday, because he was fine, like I said, when he went to school yesterday. So if he's not better by Monday, I probably will have to ask work or tell work that he's sick. and I'll probably have to call out of work, but we'll see. I don't know yet. I can't determine that far ahead yet. So we'll see what happens. I don't have work until Monday afternoon, so hopefully this will go away tonight or anytime tomorrow so that he can be well enough to go to school on Monday. But anyways, you guys, thank you for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Comment something down in the comment section below. My social medias are always at the end of my videos and also in the description box down below if you want to follow me on my social medias. Instagram, Snapchat, and, well, Instagram, Threads, and Snapchat. So make sure you follow me if you want to see more what my life is like when I don't upload on my channel. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.